Hey everyone, I'm Fun Figure Reviews, and today I'm back here at you guys with another figure review. And as you can see, we're here with Obi-Wan Kenobi Sohei from Bandai Tamashii Nations. But before I begin this review, please like and subscribe if you like the content I'm making. With that being said, let's get on with this review. So as you can see, he comes with about 6 pairs of hands and a boatload of accessories to boot. Aside from the figure just looking great, right? Like, look at this. So nicely detailed. I mean, like, you can't go wrong with this at all. This thing looks awesome. And that face sculpt. Look at that. Them blue eyes and stuff. You know? I'm like, that looks cool. So let's start off with the accessories. And first up is, like, him using, like, this is kind of display stand. I more or less use it to showcase his, like, whenever I have him on the shelf with this, it's mostly to show him using the Force, which I think this does a pretty good job of doing. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I like how the rocks are detailed. Very nice. Very, very nice. You could most likely use each of these individual rocks for maybe like a custom display. And that would look pretty cool too. They're very nicely detailed, as you can see. Like the shading in there. Very nice. Next up, we got his lightsaber. And this is very well made. I mean, let's get a closer look at that. Look at that. That looks great. And if you don't know, you can take this off. It's just connected by a peg. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Looks really, really nice. He also has this. A little white thing. I don't know what it is, I'm going to be honest. It looks like some form of spacecraft, like a miniature spacecraft. Who knows? But it looks cool. Next up, we got his little hat, which looks pretty cool. I like the little visor. Kind of reminds me of Cyclops for some reason. Looks very Ronin-esque, I guess. Like it makes him look like a Ronin or like a final boss. And if you're wondering how you connect it, you should kind of line all that up, pretty much. And there you go. There he is. Yeah. And that's basically what you do. Nothing really to it. But yeah, very nice texturing, very nice detail. I like the weathering they put on this. It looks very nice. I mean, like, it looks rusted, but at the same time still metallic. Very intricate details at the top. I mean, this thing looks amazing. Tamashii Nations really knocked it out of the park with this figure. We have his little blaster, which I really, really like right now because it has a nice little silver, or it's kind of copper and silver right here. And combined with this nice brown, wood brown, it just looks really, really good. If you guys can see that properly. But yeah, that's pretty good. And now let's move on to his hands. So his first pair of hands are like kind of open hands. You can use these to hold his lightsaber. They have pretty good detail on them, as you can see. My camera probably isn't picking it up too well, but like they have a nice shading of tan in the middle of the hands, which definitely makes it look more realistic to a degree. So that's pretty good. And that's with most of the hands. They have that nice shading on them. Right, we got like 2 peace finger hands, right? And as you can see from the box, you can pretty much use these to make it look like he's getting into a battle stance, which is pretty cool. These are basically the same thing as the other ones, just a little bit better in my opinion. I'm more likely going to be using these because it looks a little bit better in my opinion. And I like to call these the force push hands because, like, you know, it kind of looks like he's pushing you with the Force when he has these on. They look really, really good. This figure is very nicely detailed. I don't know if you guys can see the detailing in there, but it looks like he has veins, right? Like, it's really cool. And his last pair of hands are these trigger finger hands for his gun. That's basically about it. That's all his hands. Now let's move on to some figure comparisons. And first up, we have our Mafex comparisons. And right as you're going to see, he just towers over my Mafex figures. I mean, by a lot. Look at that. It's not even comparable. They look like midgets compared to him. I mean, like, Jesus. Right? Like, he looks like a 6-foot linebacker compared to a 5'1", you know. Like, it's insane. 5'1" person, you know. There we go. SH Figure Arts Harley Quinn, which is technically also Tamashii Nations. And then we got Bendy. Of course, Bendy's smaller, but he doesn't really fit in well, even with his own Tamashii Nation lines. So it's kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest, kind of weird, but I don't really mind. I don't really see this figure as a figure you would put with other figures, right? Like, I do know Tamashii Nations has made other Star Wars figures in this kind of style. So who knows? I'll probably try to pick some of those up. He fits weirdly in very well with the Marvel Legends of Venom. I mean, like, it's weird because they're almost about the same height. I think Venom's a little bit taller, but slightly. And that's about it. And that's pretty much it for comparisons. Let's move right on to articulation, because he has a bit. Now for this portion, I'm going to have this removed, so let me cut to that. Alright, and here we are in the articulation portion. So, I took his jacket piece off, as you can see, and he looks great. I really like his belt. But, let's get on to articulation. So, he can move his head up about that much. Let me just move the camera a little back. He can move it up about that much, down about this much. He has a neck joint, which is pretty good. Alright, allows him a lot of movement. Head's kind of on a ball joint. Arms can move up about this much, so he can more or less do a T-pose. He can bend. He has a bit of a it looks like it has a swivel. It's a single jointed elbow with a swivel, which is pretty good. His hand can go all the way around. It's just standard SH Figure Arts wrist peg, if I'm being honest. Arm can go back and forth, all the way up and around. So that's pretty good. You get to do some pretty cool stuff. Torso can crunch a little bit and crunch back. You can see. Crunch forward a little bit. This belt really gets in the way. Holsters over here. He can kick his leg up about this much. He can knee about this much. He can kick back about this much. But this piece right here really limits his movement by a lot. You know, that's one thing I had to criticize. I don't know why they couldn't just make this out of cloth, this bottom robe piece, or the top robe piece out of cloth, because I feel like they could have probably hit a butterfly joint in there, and it would have given him way, way, way more movement. But that aside, as no swivel at the knee, no die swivel. Oh, bit of a die swivel. Okay, nice. He can kick out about this much. Nice. His foot can go up and down, toe hinge, and some ankle rockers. Yeah, a little bit of an ankle rocker. This one has more range for some reason, so I probably just need to heat up the joint on this side. Yeah. And that's basically it for articulation. There's really not much to be had, I'm going to be honest. Now, that being said, let me show you some poses to the posing portion. Alright everyone, so for my final review of this figure, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think there's some areas it could have done better and some areas that it did very well, which is why it's getting a 9 out of 10. I honestly would recommend this figure to anyone who wants to get it. I got mine at Lunchbox. You can get it on Amazon or, wherever you get your action figures, really. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. I think it's a really good figure. I really have no complaints. This figure looks great, and as you can see from his posing, he looks pretty cool. I mean, like, how more sick can you get than a samurai Jedi? I mean, like, that's sick, man. That's really, really cool. So, I definitely recommend it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Anyway, have a great rest of your days. See you later. Bye.